You ever get that feeling that there's a kind of hidden language written into the world all around us? You know, a secret set of rules that governs everything from how a building stands to how a piece of art looks? Well, today we're going to crack a piece of that code. We are uncovering the secret rules of lines.
I mean, just look around. Lines are literally everywhere. You see them in the deliberate, beautiful patterns of art. And you see them in the super precise construction of these railway tracks, right? Built for one thing, function. Sometimes lines cross, and sometimes they run side by side, perfectly in sync.
So, you gotta wonder, right? Is this all just random, or is there some kind of elegant, hidden order to how all of these lines behave? Well, that's the big question we're gonna dig into and answer in this explainer.
All right, let's dive right in with the most dramatic thing lines can do. Our first piece of the code is all about what happens when their paths meet.
So, here's the first rule, and it's super basic. If you have two straight lines on a flat surface, they can only cross each other once. That's it. They meet at one single, specific point. And we call that the moment of intersection.
But here's where it gets interesting. What exactly happens at that single point? Well, that one intersection isn't just a dot. It's more like a crossroads. And it creates four totally distinct angles, four new relationships, all born from one simple meeting.
And this is where the puzzle really begins. So, here's a question for you. Let's say we only know the size of one of those four angles. Just one. Is that enough information to figure out all the other three? Could there be some hidden rule that connects them all? Let's find out. Okay, puzzle time. We are about to uncover a really powerful secret here, and all we're going to need is a little bit of logic.
And to solve it, we've got our first major clue. It's a big one. It's called a linear pair. Just look at angles A and B on this diagram. See how, together, they sit perfectly on a straight line? Any two angles that do that are called a linear pair. And here's the magic part. Their sum is always 180 degrees. This little fact is our key. So let's walk through this together, step by step. We know from our last slide that angle A plus angle B has to be 180 degrees because they're a linear pair, right? But wait, look closely. Angle B and angle C, they also form a linear pair on that other straight line. So their sum must also be 180. Now think about that for a second. If A plus B is 180 and C plus B is 180, what does that tell you about A and C? It means they have to be exactly the same.
And bam! There it is. Our first huge rule of the code. The angles that are directly opposite each other at an intersection, we call them vertically opposite angles, are always equal. We didn't even need a protractor. We just used our brains.
So why is this such a big deal? Why not just, measure it with a tool? Well, it's because in geometry, we're not talking about the kind of wobbly lines you and I might draw. We're talking about ideal lines, perfectly straight with zero thickness. And that's why a logical proof like this is so powerful. It's not just true for one drawing, it's true for every perfect ideal line, always.
Okay, so we've figured out what happens when lines crash into each other. But what about the other possibility? Let's investigate the lines that, well, keep their distance.
Just think about the keys on a piano. They run side by side, right? They keep that exact same distance apart, never getting closer, never getting farther away. Or hey, what about the slats on a park bench? Each one is a perfect partner to the one next to it, creating this really clean pattern of non-intersection.
And then, of course, you have the classic example, railway tracks. They absolutely have to run together perfectly, or the train goes off the rails, right? They are designed to never, ever meet. And all these examples bring us to our second major rule of the code, parallel lines. It's just a pair of lines on the same flat surface that, no matter how far you stretch them out in either direction, for miles and miles, they will never, ever cross.
So we have lines that cross and lines that don't, intersecting and parallel. Seems simple enough, right? Well, how can we be absolutely sure two lines are parallel? Our eyes can definitely play tricks on us. We need a test.
Imagine you're looking at two lines on a blueprint. They look parallel, but what if they're off by just a tiny, tiny fraction of a degree? If you extend them out far enough, maybe miles away, they might actually cross. We need a foolproof way to be certain.
Well, luckily for us, geometry has a tool for exactly that. It's called a transversal, and it's actually really simple. It's just any line that cuts across two or more other lines. This one move is going to reveal the truth. So here's how it works. You take your two lines, the ones you're testing, and you just slice a transversal right across them. And look what happens. This one cut creates a set of 4 angles at the top intersection, and a whole other set of 4 at the bottom. That's 8 angles just like that.
Now, out of all those angles, we only need to look at a very specific pair. We want to look at the angles that are in the exact same spot at each crossroads. So, for example, the top left angle at the top intersection and the top left angle at the bottom one. These are called corresponding angles.
And this, right here, is the magic key, the final, beautiful piece of our secret code. If those corresponding angles are exactly equal, then you know, with absolute 100% certainty, that the lines are parallel. If they're off by even a fraction of a degree, then they're not. It is a perfect, undeniable test.
So there you have it. We've cracked the code. We know that opposite angles at an intersection are always equal. And we know that equal corresponding angles are the ultimate proof that lines are parallel. And these aren't just, abstract rules for a math class. This is the hidden logic that's built into everything, from the frame of a skyscraper to a spider's web. So my question for you is this. Now that you can read the code, what new patterns are you going to start seeing in the world around you?